Now, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was the 13th main installment of the series. It was released for the Nintendo GameCube and Wii, and was highly anticipated for finally fulfilling the dreams of those who wanted a more realistic and mature Zelda game. It was even the first Zelda game to be rated T by ESRB and 12+ by PEGI, probably because of the violence, blood and signs of nudity. So with all of this in mind, you would imagine that a lot changed in the end, right? Well, yes. So what we are going to do is compare some of the pre-release screenshots to what is actually found within the game. We also did this for Majora's Mask, and you all seem to like it. So let's give this one a go, and if you want to check out the one I just mentioned, just have a look in the upper right corner. So let's start right away. First up, a screenshot of a certain item that you can also get in the final. Well, you can, but you aren't supposed to. It's green choo-choo jelly in a bottle, which makes one think of the magic potions seen in the series right away. Because overall, these jellies can be used as potions in the game. For example, the blue one heals you to full health. So most assumed that this would have been a magic potion.
Now, there is a glitch for Twilight Princess that allows you to get this item. All you need to do is make sure that the right two colors of choo-choo form together into a bigger one, making it green as well. When getting it, there is no text at all, and using it does nothing. We aren't sure what their plan was, but in the final, it still does nothing. Now for our next shot, which kind of ties in with the previous one we looked at. It's a shot of Link and a Dark Nut in what seems like the boss key room in the Temple of Time dungeon. But the interesting thing we can see here is the magic meter, so they certainly thought of adding this to the game. And there are some theories out there as to what it could have been used for. For example, many believe that the magic meter was used for the use of hidden skills, and others said the lantern and that it was later changed to oil because it's more realistic. However, we aren't sure to be honest, so let's move on to our next one where we actually look at a boss. Because in this picture, we can see a creature that looks like Ocarina of Time's Queen Goma, or the final boss of the Temple of Time, Armogoma. This seems to be a beta version of it, and by the looks of it, you never fought her, all you did was run. Next up, a screenshot with a beta enemy in it that was never seen in the final game and seems to be similar to something found in the Temple of Time. It could also be that this used to be an early version of the Stone Guardians seen at the Master Sword, although we can't be sure at all. Now, another interesting picture is this one, where we can see two especially interesting things. First up, the most noticeable thing. The torch that's closest to Link has been knocked down. In the final version, torches don't fall down like this when struck by certain enemies, so was this supposed to be a feature? Well, who knows really. It could have tied into certain mechanics, however, we can't be sure about this. Oh yeah, and there is also that enemy which looks like a moblin that didn't end up in the game. In terms of design, it's similar to the one seen in the Wind Waker, but even more vile and monster-like this time. They were probably planning on adding it and would use the one from the previous game as a base. But in the end it was scrapped, so let's move on to a screenshot with a special item in it.
A picture of the item select menu with the bow saying fire arrows. Probably similar to the one seen in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. This might have also used the magic meter, which we showed in a previous image. But it's highly unlikely that it would be the only thing that consumes magic. However, they got rid of it, and in the end you can just combine other items with the bow itself. Like the bombs, for example. Fire arrows weren't even seen as an item in the game. The only ones who used them as far as we can remember from the top of our heads are the boblins. Now to finish this video off, we will look at two key locations in the game. First up, the beta bridge of Eldin at night. It has a lot more detail and you can see a bunch of torches all around the place. And to be honest, it looks amazing. Also, when it comes to pre-release screenshots, this is the one that goes around the most. So maybe it's familiar to you. And now we will look at our very last location, the old version of Hyrule Castle Town. Especially the square was quite empty, and it all seemed bigger. Here, have a look at them compared to the final cut. So as you can see, quite a lot changed in the end. But regardless, this game was a classic and loved by many. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch more videos, be sure to click the annotations on the screen right now. Check the upper right corner for the Majora's Mask pre-release screenshot video that we did like a week ago. And also, subscribe and click the bell button.